Hey guys, it's me Matthew, of course, and in this video I'm going to be playing Valheim, and I've been meaning to record this video for a while. This is my fourth attempt, I think. I had a couple of videos that I recorded well and finished, but I didn't really like how they turned out, as I always do. I need to just kind of accept that my videos are going to be the quality that they are. There is one major change. The audio in this will probably sound a lot different than most of my other videos, as I do not have noise cancellation on, which means potentially more work for me in post, but the audio should be a lot better than my average videos, depending on how good of a job I do in post. You may hear a slight echo at some points, depending on how I turn my head and how loud the game is, and you'll probably hear my keyboard, my mouse, and hopefully not, but you might hear my chair. I'm going to try to remove all that stuff in post, but let's get started in this. At the moment I have two characters. I have Freya, my solo play character, and I have Son of Olaf, which is my name Olsen. It means Son of Olaf, and I don't know, I was just like, yeah, why not? My very first character I've ever made on this, which is unusual for me to make a character and play them for so long without restarting a bunch. Freya, second character I ever created, stuck with them. I have recreated the same character twice in a row for my video series. But I think one thing I'm going to do before I get into this video, well, before I get into, how should I say it? Before I record a new character, I'm going to go through my worlds at the moment. I've been playing Son of Olaf with my fiance Michael. This was once his world, but he sent me the file so I could host it because my internet connection is usually more stable. But he has done 99% of the building in this world. So I'm going to see if I can go through and show off some of the things that he's created. Because, you know, I'm proud of what he's made, and I'm sure he is too. Now this is where I logged out. This is the bedroom that he's made in one of our towers. We have a little raven throne here and a dragon bed. Unfortunately, he has to sleep in this bed because, you know, I claimed this one because I collected all the materials. As you can see, we have a windmill down there. I should say, warning, spoilers. But, you know, if you're watching this, hopefully you weren't expecting no spoilers. But, yeah, this is the tower that I will be going through right here. This is the roof. He had to make this little chimney to keep the draft from our fireplace out of this room. And as you can see down there, that is our blacksmithy. That is our docks with a bonfire to light the area. And my farm, my terraced kind of farm here. I have two small plots, one medium plot and one large plot. I made a little barn and got my bee area there as well. We have our windmill, and that's where we do all the workshop stuff. Now, yet again, this entire castle, every single piece, has been built by my fiance. So, he's done all of this, Michael. And we've built this pretty much entirely on stream. Almost entirely. We've been streaming pretty regularly, almost every day. You can probably find my Twitch channel in the description. I have been using instead of my webcam, an anime waifu character, just to make it more appealing than my ugly face. And it has actually worked surprisingly well. It is really awkward at first, but also funny and adorable. It was made by one of the viewers that goes by either Robert's Legacy or Bobby. You can probably find them in the comments down below. They're pretty freaking awesome. Anyways, this is our main room, the main floor. This is where our bedroom was, but I suggested he put it in the tower. Cooking area, shelf with all of our food and stuff. He made a brewing room, so we got a couple brewing kegs in there. This is the main storage room with a cart. We have tons and tons of crap. This is a walkway down. He has a palisade rim around it. I don't know what that support beam's all about. He's been working on this. He had to change it from wood to stone because a troll just demolished most of the wood one. Just like a few swings. So he had to redo that, but it's looking very nice. And then we have quite a few portals. As you can see, we've explored this map. Not a ton. There is plenty for us to explore, but we have gone pretty far. And I think I already went through the front gate. Went through the tower. This is the portal to the smithy, so we don't have to walk there because we're lazy. And any second now, we got a serpent head, statue, trophy thingy. Got our kilns. We have our blast furnace, our spinnery, our artesian table, workbench, forge, little alcove thingy for our ward, and my little farm over here, along with the windmill over there. Here I'm growing the only things I can grow here: turnips and carrots. This barn just holds the seeds, really. We have flax and barley seeds, or flax and barley, but I need to make a little area in a plains biome to actually cultivate that, unfortunately. And this is where we moved to. So, at first we did not decide to settle down here. We actually started down here, and this is where we made our first home, and that I participated in slightly. I built the farm. This is all I built. I built that little alcove, and I put the objects in there, and I also built the deck, the dock, which I guess I can go explore. This is turning into more of a showcase, but I don't know if I'm capable of making a series. I always fail. I always stop uploading because it gets overwhelming and stuff, but this is the dock that I've created. Very small, very simple. And I just put a bonfire here. I was making a lighthouse, but that thing is very difficult to make, and you can't put a bonfire on anything besides the floor. Can't put them on stone pavement flooring, you can't put them on wood pavement flooring, nothing. And hearths don't work like lighthouses as much as I'd hoped. But anyways, I will walk back up to the castle. Good thing I have a mute button. And a yawn. And let's go in here. And I don't know where that stone came from. That is a little concerning. Oh, the archway broke. I'll have to remember that and remind him. Some things are very difficult to work. I have a portal, the motor, the trader. I have my backup Olaf portal, and a portal to the buffs. This is our dump chest area, and this is all of the portals that we have. Let's see here. I want to go to Spaghetti. 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 Did I spell that right? Let's see, is it connected? I think it is. Hopefully I don't get stuck somewhere. If I do, I'll have to wait until tomorrow to get back. Alright, this is our first base area. This was our very first house. It was a lot smaller, but we expanded it. This was our initial storage room, cooking area. Eventually, he expanded out here and built this house for us. We had a cooking pod, we had a keg down there. This is where our bedroom was and stuff. It still is technically here. Very nice. He is a pretty good architect in video games. And this was the old workshop with the forge and all of that. We left what we didn't want to bring back, and also as like a remembrance kind of thing. We had 2 gates coming in and out. This was the dock that he built. I had an area right here for bees, but I got rid of it to move the bees. And this was the farm that I made. I had 3 little areas. And that's pretty much it for this. Yeah, we have a couple of smaller bases here and there, but nothing quite as grand as this. I'm surprised that this tower is still standing. But yeah, that is this world. And I could show my solo play world, which I'm currently moving everything. But because I've already spent 13 minutes, I might as well. Solo world. Hopefully this is still interesting and worth watching and listening to. If it's not, then, well, let me know in the comments down below. But I guess you wouldn't have gotten to this point if you didn't want to listen to it. Or weren't enjoying it, I suppose. More than likely. Alright. This is my temporary little gatehouse with storage, where I'm putting all of my materials. Because I'm going to be moving over here, where there is a nice little river that I can kind of open up a bit more. I think it's that river. I'm going to build a bridge here and a bridge over that one. I'm going to build over here. I might have like a little workshop area over there. But I'm doing this because I'm surrounded by dark forest. And then there's a swamp right there. I haven't explored it yet. And there's a river that goes inland. I could probably take a boat down it, maybe, depending on how thin it gets. Let's see here. I traveled all the way up here by foot, setting up portals and stuff. I killed the elder, died there. Thankfully I put up a portal before I died. That would have been bad. He almost killed, actually he did destroy the portal after I respawned and came back. So that could have been really bad. I need to remember to slow down and breathe. That's one of my problems is I get self-conscious about breathing and stuff like that because I don't want to annoy people, but I don't really get annoyed when I hear people breathing. Yeah, anyways, let's go home. And all of this world, entirely me, everything I did. So it's not as impressive. I have a little workshop area. I have my cart. I have a little house here designed after one of Michael's solo world designs that he showed me. This is my emergency portal. This is to the buffs. This is extra storage, fermenting storage area, making poison resistance for the next boss. I'm gonna have to find the bone mass and all that stuff and getting everything organized because eventually I will be taking this cart to the water up here and then taking a boat all the way up here to the new base. New base camp. Should probably do that. And one thing I am proud of, before I get to that, this is a little bee farm and my tiny little farm where I just stuffed full of carrots at the moment. I have some tree farms over here, and then I made a couple roads. I think the actual road that I want is down here. Yeah, it's that one. I have a couple roads that go from here to a bridge, and then it kind of goes up here and goes to multiple copper deposits. I was so sure I was going to set up a base here permanently that I put in a lot of effort to make a road, which at least I still have it, which is nice. But, you know, this is just an inward, like an inland lake. I could cut a canal here, but, you know, I'd rather just set up by the ocean. It's a lot easier on me anyways. But yeah, I have a road going through here. And it goes on for a bit. I had a couple portals. I had at least one portal set up. I think at one point I had two, but to conserve resources, at the time I took them down. Now if I just cut down some of these oak trees I'd be fine, but I don't really need these portals anymore. Because I will not be using these copper mines. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah. I need to make a little signpost. That'd be cool, actually. One thing that we're gonna do, that we have been doing, but no one's really wanted to yet, is that we were gonna let people join us in our world, set up their own little base and stuff, but the only stipulation is that you have to either be a close friend that we already know, or a tier 2 sub, so at least we have some kind of idea or assurance that you will not be griefing our world, because there isn't a ton in the term, in the way of griefer protection. There are the wards, but they only do so much. But yeah, that is something that we would do. We might open it up to tier 1 subscribers, not sure. But we're almost finished with the game. Not that we're gonna necessarily end it, but you know, maybe we'll start again. But we have been inviting anyone to join us, really, in pretty much any other game that does not have to worry about griefing so much. If you check out the description, there may be a link to my Discord server. I'm not sure. I might have removed it. If I did, oh well. If I didn't, awesome. But, anyways, that's pretty much all of that. I have some smaller camps inland, but that's this world. The bridge isn't grand or anything, but that took a lot of effort, a lot more than it looks. All of this, you know, the bridge or the excavation down here took far more effort than the bridge, honestly. Because, you know, this flattening terrain in this can be a pain. But yeah, that's that. Now, I've already spent 20 minutes on this. Wow, the water got up really high there. Stormy. Alright, log out. This could just be like a show-off video. That could be what it is. That way I don't start something and only can do 10 minutes of it. But a 20-minute ASMR video is on the shorter end, I think. I think 30 minutes is a good starting point. So for this character, I was doing it the same way each and every time, just because it was fun. I'm gonna be doing that. It's kind of doing like whitish blonde hair. Just for like old man vibes, I don't know. Kind of castaway vibes, I guess. And his name is Bepis. And the world is going to be, well, first YouTube world, and the seed, Bepis land. This seed is actually pretty nice to start off on, at least. If I remember the layout of everything, which, you know, it's been a few days, so I don't, but I'll try to remember it. The way this game starts you out is with some scrawling text, and then you get flown into Valheim by a Valkyrie. That looks really cool. If it ever loads, which usually I think the first startup load takes the longest because it's making the world, but once it does load, it'll be pretty great. Alright, here we go. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the boughs that held their prison to the world tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Then to the world they would be reborn again in Valheim. I had to talk a little fast there because the scrawling text goes a bit too quickly. And this is how you enter the world, Deposing, while you are flown in by a magnificent Valkyrie chick, I guess. Bird woman thing. I don't know, I really like it. It's pretty freaking cool. And you're always dropped at the same exact place. Every world is randomly generated unless you put a seed in. But this one, but everyone drops you at this altar. Well met. Welcome to the 10th world, warrior. I am Hukin, sent here to guide you in your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are the sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. And this marks Eikthyr, which is really close. This stone is a Vegvisir. Vegvisir? I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh boy. Okay, okay, come on. Wanna go? Wanna go? I'll beat your ass, boy. Come here. Come here. Freaking greylings. annoying as shit. But yeah, these are little stones that reveal the location of the boss altars. Which that boss altar just happens to be right there. I don't remember which way to go, but I think it might be this way. I'm looking for a bunch of large standing stones. I think that's it. That's where I like to make my house on this world. It's not the best location to build a house, but for my very starting house, I might just pick that location again. And in this game, your health and stamina are based on the food that you eat. A tasty morsel. You have found a snack. Consume it to improve your health and stamina. Be aware that before long you will grow hungry again, so try to always have at least a couple of different meals ready. And at first you're going to start off by eating things like meat, berries, and mushrooms. Most items must be crafted. However, due to your recent departure from Midgard, you'll have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up, and it will all come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Munin, tells me he can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. So you want to go around picking up stone and wood, like most survival games. But as you've seen, this game is a lot better than most survival games. This is probably the best survival game I've ever played. Now don't get me wrong, it has plenty of flaws. It is an early access game developed by 5 people. So, you know, it has its downsides, but it's such a breath of fresh air. It combines so many of the good aspects of pretty much every survival game I love, from like Minecraft to Ark Survival Evolved, and like even Wildlands, into a perfect combination of all of them. Its biggest failings, well, its biggest failing in my book is its AI. The AI has made pretty much every boss fight a breeze, honestly. A lot of the random enemies you'll find are more deadly than the bosses that you'll fight, mainly because of the poorly coded AI, which I don't blame them. I am no AI developer. But, you know, I hope that with the 5 million copies that they have sold, that they decide to invest a lot of that money into refining and polishing every aspect of this game, which I believe they really want to do. The creators of this seem very cool and passionate, and I hope to see what they create in the future and what they add to this game. And I really, really hope that they add a Steam Workshop. That's what I'm looking for. A Steam Workshop would make this game amazing, allowing people to create content for this game. And just with how it is already, it seems like a game that would be pretty easy to modify. You've crafted a hammer. With this tool you'll raise mighty halls and towering fortifications. Start by building a workbench. This in turn will enable you to construct other things. That reminds me, this game also has another awesome aspect to it. It is also a tower defense game, where you have to defend your home from random attacks. Sometimes they only happen when someone is near a structure. I don't know the parameters per se, but it's not something like if you aren't at your base, it will not get attacked, so do not worry about that. But if someone AFKs at your base, it could get attacked. So, be aware. One thing I recommend doing right away when you play this game is get an axe as quickly as you can, as well as, as much food as you can gather, mushrooms and all of that stuff. I don't recommend eating the mushrooms unless you have to, because they're kind of, unless you want to go around gathering a lot, they're a little bit of a pain to find consistently. But it's up to you. Later on, you can use them in cooking, and depending on how fast you go, you might get to cooking within your first few hours, or you might get into cooking, 20 hours in, which, however you want to play the game, you can decide. That's one of the awesome things about sandbox games. You go your own pace, and if you want to do what Michael did, where he spent most of the time that we were playing building a castle and houses and stuff like that, you can do that. And there is pretty much no downside to doing that, pretty much at all. I would say that, oh boy, that's loud. I should have paid attention to where I'm going. But the only downside that I would, say that there is that, as you'll play, you'll unlock new things, and you'll find that you want to redo pretty much the entire house. But, don't get discouraged. Just keep making houses, because you can make a whole city, and it's pretty awesome. Turn back, this is a dangerous place. You have wandered into the Black Forest. This place can be very dangerous for those unprepared for it. Prove your worth by slaying Ecthier. Now, the biomes are all level-based. You can go there, and you can survive and sometimes thrive in biomes of various types. But, be warned. If you go to a biome unprepared, you could, not come back out. So keep that in mind as you explore. And word of warning, if you are new, do not go into the plains biome or the mountain biome. They are deadly. The mountain biome comes before the plains biome, and before you go there, make sure you make frost resistance mead. It's pretty important. Unless, you have someone to give you some sort of cloak of frost resistance or something like that. But, I've already spoiled a lot of the game, so, if you guys want me to do a non-spoiler run, I can do that. Make a whole separate video with no spoilers, but I'll have to make like a little poll or something for that. Anyways, let's get into the building mechanics. Start off by, taking out your hammer, and then right-clicking, and then you bring up this menu. You want to start off by putting down a workbench, which is absolutely essential for pretty much everything. You've built a workbench. The workbench allows you to craft complex items, as well as giving you access to a lot more building pieces to construct with the hammer. And unfortunately, you cannot craft at a crafting station unless you have a roof. One thing I'm going to want to build right away as well is a campfire, which you have to worry about smoke, not about fire spreading. So, you don't have to worry about lighting a forest on fire or anything like that. I'll also put a little cooking thing over this so I can cook some meat. Now I'm gonna let that cook because I just realized I don't have any more wood and I'm gonna have to go chopping down some trees. And if you leave the food, it has 2 stages. well, three. First the raw stage, then the cook stage, and if you don't pick it up during the cook stage, it will turn into a lump of coal. So you want to be careful with that. Pay attention to down here and also this sprint meter right here. Bottom left, where the health is, and bottom center. And I will eat meat which provides 40 health, 30 stamina. That's not how much it immediately gives you. That's how much room it'll give you to regenerate. See, that increased by quite a bit. That increased my maximum hit points by 40. And it will slowly degenerate until I eat again. And also stamina, as you can see, it's increased by like 2 bars, which is pretty sweet. In the meadows, at the beginning, you will be pretty safe. You'll have to deal with greylings, and the only other hostile creature that you should have to worry about are boars. If you get too close to them, deer will always run away from you, or just, randomly in directions, because sometimes they'll run towards you, but they are not hostile. As you level up and build larger structures, harder enemies will show up, especially after you kill bosses and stuff. So, one day it could be boars and necks attacking you, which necks are also a hostile creature. It can go from necks, boars, and greylings to, let's say, an army of skeletons, or something along those lines. So, it can get pretty crazy if you're not careful. So you want to make sure that you build fortifications and you don't bite off more than you can chew. I don't know what exactly determines the strength of an attack, but I do know that they can get pretty devastating if you are not prepared. And also be wary of falling trees. They can and will crush and kill you. It's only happened to me once, and that was the last time I tried recording this. Yeah, of course, I went like 10 hours with my character, Son of Olaf, without dying a single time. I start recording, and I die within the first 15 minutes to a tree. So, the universe will always find times to humble you if you do not humble yourself. Well, even if you do humble yourself, you will get humbled by the universe. But, yeah, be careful out in those woods. Logging is a very dangerous profession. And another cool thing about this game, there's a lot of different weapon types and stuff. And with that comes a lot of different skills. You'll get things like polearms, spears, bows, and knives, swords, and stuff like that, depending on what you pick and what you build. Like right here, I can add a chopping block upgrade for this workbench, but first, I want to be able to use the workbench. So first things first, I'm going to build a wall. In this game, you do not need to start with foundations. You can just start by building a wall directly. And I'm going to build a very simple 3x3 structure. Last time I tried to do a 5x5, but collecting enough wood for that in a reasonable amount of time when you're recording isn't the best idea. I just want to make sure that I can upload a video for once. And the way that I'm going to do this, construct this house, is like this, where I am using the 45-degree corners, and I'm making sure that that's open. And there is raining and different weather types in this game. Just forewarning. So you definitely want a roof, and you're also going to need a roof or covering for your fireplace. But do not put a fireplace in your house without a chimney, because the smoke can collect, and if you get into the smoke, it can kill you, just like in real life. So be wary. And the way that I'm going to do this is using a 45 degrees, 45-degree roof. It creates a nice venting area and also keeping it relatively sheltered, so rain will not put it out. Forewarning, the 45-degree thatch roof and the 45-degree thatch roof corner can both let smoke through, but the 26-degree variants cannot. So, word of warning from experience. And another thing that we may want to build, actually first, let's build a flint axe. That is a pretty important step up. And then from there, do I have enough to create this? Nope, I need more flint. That can wait until next time though. I now have a flint axe and a nice little house. One thing that I will want to do is build a bed. Hello. A headrest for the weary. Sleep the night away in your bed and awaken feeling refreshed and full of energy. Another improvement to your home would be some chests where you can store items. It is a good practice to always have some spare equipment if something unfortunate should happen to you while exploring. And I will sleep in my bed. And that is where we'll end this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.